Hello everyone, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying safe and warm in the cold weather. Um, I want to do something different today. You're going to see several dolls in this video, and this video is going to be at least two parts, if not three. What I wanted to do was show you some of the dolls that, one, you maybe have not seen in a long time, or even since I got them, but they are still here in my collection, and two, I wanted to show what I consider to be the most unique dolls in my collection, dolls that I haven't really seen other people have anything like them. And so I'm really excited. These are obviously some of my favorites. I say that all the time about all the dolls. It's hard not to because I really do love them all for varying different reasons. But these dolls, they stand out, and I think they surprise people when they see them in person or they see them. This little fella is prominently placed in my house, so when people come in, they can see him almost right away. And people always have something to say about these dolls. So anyway, I'm going to start with him, and I'll put their names and their artists across the bottom of the screen, and also I'll include links below if I have them. This is Charlie Mayhem. Charlie is meant to look like a ventriloquist dummy. I had actually been wanting to add a ventriloquist dummy to my collection of dolls and my collection of strange old things in my house, and I saw him on my friend's channel. She had created him, and I was just immediately totally in love with him, and I wasn't sure if she had created him for herself or if she had created him for sale, and I was like, is there any chance that he needs a home? Because I'm very happy to give him one, and he did. It was just perfect. So, but he was created, I think, to look older, to look like an antique. I think that was very much on purpose. And so he has a bit of the crackled skin, and there's another doll at the end of this video that has extremely crackled finish on her, but his is real subtle, and it's really nice because he's got a little bit scratched up eyes. His artist made that little monocle for him. He looks like he's been around a long time, and I get this very like playful energy from him, mischievous but not mean, just a trickster, a poltergeist style energy. But he's just the perfect blend of a factory made older ventriloquist doll and a reborn. There's just something very special about him, and I haven't seen any other dolls like him. He's definitely one of a kind, and his little sculpted teeth, like everything is just so perfect. There you can see his little slightly crackled skin, but he really does look like he's been up in the attic and someone brought him down, and now he wants to play with everyone. And he's a big hit with everybody who comes through the house and sees him. They always kind of stop and they're like thrown off a bit because he looks quite alive. At the same time, he looks like a doll, an old doll, and he's just he's just so perfect. This doll. Have you ever felt, since you've been in this hobby, have you ever seen a doll and thought, if I don't have this doll in my collection, I might die? I know it sounds extreme, but that's how I felt the first time I saw him. The creativity involved here, it just blows my mind. You've got the cute little jester, and he's adorable, but obviously you've also got something else underneath, with the too wide smile and the red eye and the fingernails, the sharp fingernails on the side wherever there's the diamond pattern, which signifies the creature within. I don't know what he is. I know he is pretending to be a jester, but I know that's not his true form. I think this is the case with all dolls that end up being very special to me or immediately call to me, and I just feel like that doll was created for me. That is my doll. Somehow someone has taken something right out of my psyche and painted it and dressed it up and made it its little clothes. And I feel like what this doll is saying, I feel a real kinship with this doll because I feel like what he's saying is, please just let me be the jester. I want to be fun. I want to be the life of the party. I want to make you laugh. Do not invoke what lies within. Just let me be the jester. Everybody loves the jester, right? Everybody doesn't love what the entity that he is capable of being. And being able to express that with paint and vinyl, Camelin Creations is outstanding. Their work is outstanding. There's a million words that I could use, and none of them are enough to express how I feel about his artist and all of the work that they do. I have 4 dolls. I have another one in the works right now that is very special from Camelin Creations, and I will go into that in another video. Some of my close friends know, but it's nothing like this doll. But he is absolutely everything I could have wanted in not only a creepy doll, but a unique doll and a doll that really speaks to me on a very personal level. He's just outstanding, completely out of this world fantastic. The coolest fantasy, creepy little doll that I could have imagined. So this is Diabolique, my jester slash something else. And I feel a real kinship with him because I too just want to be the jester. I just want to be the life of the party. But I am absolutely capable of being something else. Can you hear the hissing? Can you hear? Can you like hear it? I can hear it. This is Henrietta. Henrietta is a Nosferatu classic vampire style vampire. This is a yawning kit, which was perfect for those long, super extra fangs. I created Henrietta myself. One of my very favorite movies is actually not the original vampire movie, but it's sort of like a, it's not a parody, but it's like a behind the scenes as they're shooting the vampire movie. And it's called Shadow of the Vampire. And it has a classic Nosferatu style vampire in it, played by Willem Dafoe fantastically. Eddie Izzard is in it, which is another just chef's kiss. Love those guys. But I wanted a vampire like this in my collection. So she has quite long, exaggerated fangs. She has the bat-like ears. And as you'll see in some of the close-ups, they even have kind of a sonar-like, you know, look to them, as if she uses them in that fashion to help her find prey. She has long, grungy fingernails, and she is one of the most fragile dolls in my collection because of the fingernails and the long fangs and the ears. And so I don't interact with her as much as I would like to. But she's a standout. I wish she had a glass case all to herself. I love her that much. I think she's so interesting to look at and such a cool style of vampire. So I really, really love Henrietta quite a lot. There's just something very otherworldly, old world, and just classic monster about her. And she looks like she's been alive for hundreds of years. She's just waiting to wake up and sink her teeth in. But yeah, she's one of my favorites. I actually had to redo her claw, one of her fingernails, because one of the few times I was changing her, I popped off. It was like a Lee press-on nail. Okay, it just popped right off, and I was like, just mortified because yes, I made her, and yes, I fixed her, but once I have a doll in my collection and I am bonded to it, and that is like set, that to me is almost like an injury. As crazy as that might sound, and I know logically it's a doll, it's Sculpey clay, it's easy to just, pop another one on, paint it, whatever. But that involves taking her apart again. And it was upsetting. And it's part of the reason that I don't really change her. Aside from the fact that the dress she has on is just perfect for her. I got it from one of the antique shops here called Curiosities, which has all kinds of haunted and cursed items. It's one of my favorite places to go, but I got her dress there, and it's so perfect for her. But yeah, I don't change her. She looks perfect in her little dress, and I don't want to risk another vampire Lee press-on nail come flying off as I'm trying to get a shirt or a sweater or something else on her. So I'm extremely careful with her, but I absolutely love her. She has such a just waking up, about to ruin your day, your week, your year vibe to her. And I actually do have a little coffin for her that it was part of her original photo shoot, and I will link it below. I'll link all of their original either box openings or intro videos below so you can see. But yeah, she's got like this scary but also sort of campy vibe, and I just think a little baby Nosferatu is just about the cutest thing I've ever seen. So yeah, this is Henrietta, and she's fantastic. I'm sure I'm going to end up repeating myself quite a lot in these videos because, like I said, these dolls that I'm showing you are some of my very, very favorites. And these two are no exception. This is Reagan on the left, Marin on the right. They're obviously conjoined twins, but they are also monsters, as evidenced by their black eyes and the little eyeball and ear body parts in Reagan's hand. In my mind, they're obviously named after The Exorcist, Reagan being named after the little girl, and Marin being named after Father Marin, the priest. And in my mind, they have very distinct personalities. I feel like Reagan is always attacking people and being a general menace, and her sister is just completely embarrassed by the whole thing and is trying to like vibe higher. She's trying to do better, but it's hard. It's hard not to be a monster if you're a monster, and these two definitely are. But I saw these two, and it's funny because my best friend actually saw them first, and before she had a chance to tell me about them, I had already seen them and I had contacted the artist. But she said the minute she saw them, she's like, "Oh, those are Lexi's. Those are her dolls." They also don't often come out of this outfit because it's just so perfect for them. And of course, with conjoined twins, I don't sew. I wish that I did. They make me want to learn just so I can make outfits for them. But yeah, they are just they're so incredible. So again, their artist reached into my psyche and pulled out some part of me that was in there, and I get to see it in 3D form. In thinking about what might possibly be their backstory, I did write something, and it's at the end of their intro video, although I know no one stays till the end. But it's there. I put all kinds of cool stuff at the end, actually, of my videos, because I'm curious who's going to look. But I want to go ahead and read it to you. It's from the mother's perspective. "Take two," God said, as if the choice were her own. She screamed in agony, writhing on the foul hospital gurney riddled with stains of those who came before her, before them. She had killed their father, stolen his money, slit his throat. They were his revenge. They say two is better than one, she thought as she stared at them. But how could this be? They had torn apart her insides, paving their way into this world. Unnatural, a lesson, a sick joke, an abomination. Would they truly be all she would ever know of motherhood? God turned his back and whispered, "Two is better than none." So I kind of see their backstory as being tragic, but also beautiful. It's the way that I see all monsters. There's always a story there. There's always something underneath. And I absolutely love these two girls. Here we come to the last doll in this video. But again, there will be multiple parts because there's too many to fit in just one video. But this is Precious. And Precious was created by Dark and Twisty Dolls, Lacey Michelle. I wanted Precious for a very long time. By the time I actually saw her on Lacey's social media, I think she had been through a couple of homes already, and I was really heartbroken because at the time that I saw her, not only did she already have another mommy, she was already adopted, but Lacey wasn't making dolls anymore. She had gone through some pretty serious health issues, and she is back now, but at that time she had stopped making dolls, and she was the only one I had ever seen do this cool crackle technique where the doll looks quite old and almost like porcelain. She captured my attention immediately, and I just felt like I'll never have her. I'll never be able to have this doll that I love so much. I'll never even be able to have, a newer version of her because the artist just doesn't do dolls anymore. And I was just gutted. And my friend, actually, it was the same friend who made Charlie, the doll that's in the first part of this video, the very first doll in this video. She actually had her in her collection. And we were talking about doing a trade because we had done some trades before, and I couldn't believe it. I was just completely like in awe. I'm like, it's her? Like, it's really her? I was so excited. She came with all her paperwork, which was great. She had, Lacey had some professional photos taken of her, and she was just a very special doll, and she is a very special doll. And I think she's been special to everyone who's had her. She is definitely a conversation piece in my house. She sits in my parlor area. And again, she's one of those dolls that it stops people in their tracks when they see her, and they have all kinds of questions. And how did they make her like that? And how did she do this? And of course, I don't know because I'm not the one who made her. But the fact that I have her in my collection after falling in love with her years and years and years ago and thinking it's never going to happen, she's off in the world somewhere and I'll never get to even see her, let alone have her as part of my collection. The fact that she's here, every time I look at her, I'm still amazed by that. I'm still very grateful and thankful that she's here and I get to have her as part of my collection. Like I get really sappy when it comes to the dolls, especially certain dolls, because I have built really truly the collection of my dreams over the years, whether that's dolls that I have received from other artists or dolls that I've made myself for my own collection. I truly have the doll collection of my dreams, and every single one of them is a very special piece of that dream and a very special piece of that completed puzzle. And so I get very, sappy when I think about them because I feel so fortunate to have them. And every time I look at them, I get all happy and giddy again, and it's just like the first time I saw them. And so Precious is very precious to me, and every time I look at her, I still can't believe that she is here with me. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you'll stay tuned for part two and potentially part three. We will see. But thanks again for stopping by and spending some time with me. I love you all, and I will see you soon. Bye.